up this uniformity and is not supported by legal precedent or constitutional interpretation. Now, this judgment will go before the Chancellor on Monday, and right now we are joined by the District Attorney General-elect in the 10th District, Stephen Hatchett. Good morning, District Attorney General Hatchett. How are you?
Good morning, Steve. I am good. You all will have to overlook my voice. My daughter had a soccer game last night, so I'm a little bit raspy. But other than that, I'm great.
I understand that. Well, I just want to get your reaction to the State Attorney General's opinion.
Well, so first and foremost, the Attorney General did not issue an opinion. They have filed a motion on this case, and what is really interesting is I reached out to the Attorney General prior to the August election. You will recall, Steve, you and I had a discussion about this very issue, when exactly everything takes place after the March primary. So I reached out to the Attorney General and I said, hey, put in writing what your position is. And they declined. So that's one of the biggest reasons why the action got filed is no one wanted to take a position on this, and it's an important question that has been asked. There's two questions that have been asked of the court. Number one is, when does a political appointee lose the authority to act? And our position is very simple. It's when a certificate of election is issued. It's what the statute that was used by the governor to appoint Ms. Taylor says. She holds it until an election takes place. Well, the election took place August 1st. So there's question number one. When does a political appointee lose the authority to act? Because there is no term for a political appointee, all right? They're filling a vacancy. That's it. Until an election takes place according to the law. The second question is, when do I take office? When the certificate of election is issued and I take the oath of office is what the law has said. So those two questions, two very simple questions, I have put in front of the court as I'm required to do. We're a nation of laws. We don't just pick and choose how we exercise power. It all has to be under the rule of law. And we're asking the court to rule on those two questions. And really the court's going to rule however the court rules, but the fact that the Attorney General does not want these questions answered, if I was a taxpayer in the 10th Judicial District, which I am, I would be asking why they don't want these questions answered. I don't know anything about upending anything. What I know is if someone exercises authority under the law for a second that is not authorized, it's unconstitutional. And we're all supposed to be supporting and defending the Constitution. So those are the two questions, and they're very simple questions. We're saying to the court, give us an answer, and whatever answer the court gives, I'm good with it because I followed the law and said, here it is. So to the extent people are reporting they've issued an opinion, they have not. They certainly could have, but they have not issued an opinion. And that's really, it's actually a very simple issue. Now, the lawyers are going to do what lawyers do and jump up and down and make big, long-winded arguments. But that's the two questions. And I fully expect the court will deny their motion to dismiss, take it up and say, here's how I call it. And that's what I expect will happen on the 19th. I expect we'll get a ruling, and then we can all move forward.
We're joined by Stephen Hatchett. He is the 10th Judicial District Attorney General-elect. So, yeah, talk about that timeline. I know, I believe it's Monday. Is that right, in the Chancellor's court?
That's correct. Monday, court starts at 9. I don't know how big the docket is. Depending on how big the docket is will depend on when the court is able to take the matter up. Courtroom's open to the public. A lot of folks have said they want to come watch, and I don't blame them. I think this is a great opportunity for folks to have civic engagement and watch government in action. And get some questions answered, because these are serious questions that need to be answered. This is something, I don't know if we've ever had a vacancy for district attorney in our district. I can't think of a time. So this is historic. This is important. We don't want somebody exercising power if they don't have it, and we don't want somebody taking power early if they can't. So it's about as straightforward as it can get, Steve.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling us, giving us your action, and also, as I will say, a side note, as a dad of a daughter, I appreciate your raspy voice this morning. I've got a volleyball daughter, so I'll be in about. Brett will have to carry the broadcast the next several weeks, because I'm going to be about the same way. Thank you, Stephen. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too, man. All right. Appreciate the District Attorney General elect calling in this morning. And by the way, we will get in touch with District Attorney Taylor and welcome her on also for her views. And I'd love to have her on prior to Monday. We'll make that happen. We'll make that invitation happen. All right. I've got a couple more stories here. Let me go to this. WAT Television in Knoxville is reporting this morning that nearly 5 years after Tennessee Army National Guard soldier Jacob Bishop was found dead in Lenore City, 2 individuals have now been arrested and charged with his murder. Eric Austin Bird of Lenore City and Amanda James Bishop of Kingston were apprehended following an extensive investigation involving multiple law enforcement agencies. The case, previously unsolved, has been significant progress aided by technological advancements in evidence collection. Bird and Bishop face charge of first-degree murder held on a $1 million bond at the Loudon